girls. So we are here for a small group PT today. We have Amy, Di and Sarah. First of all, I'm just going to get them all to sign a disclaimer. So I'm just going to pass that around. We've all sanitised. Nice work, girls. So that's all out of the way. So we're going to warm up before we get moving today. So we've got 2 balloons here. We're going to have a little round of balloon tennis just to get our body moving in all different planes of motion, getting all of our different muscle groups warmed up. So 120 seconds. So the aim of the game, ladies, is to have fun, enjoy yourselves. Obviously, as I said, getting your bodies warmed up, moving in all different directions or different planes of motion. 120 seconds. Don't take it too easy on each other. Move around the room. Make people
So just
work
hitting the
for
balloon
it.
at each other?
Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to hit the first one in and then I'm going to throw a second one in. So we're going to do 2 rounds of 120 seconds. Okay. All right. Spread yourselves out within the camera so we can see. I'm going to start the timer. All right. 3, 2, 1. There's the first one. Touch it up, girls. Moving around. I'm going to add in the second balloon in a minute. So moving around, girls, don't stand still. Get yourselves moving around. I'm going to add in the second balloon. And I'm going to come in as well. So we're all trying to get these balloons. So up and down. Jump around if you want to. So you'll notice, guys, your body really moving around. Come on, Amy. Don't be right to each other at the same time.
Oh, this takes me back to tennis.
Having fun.
Tennis is a good sport.
Don't be kind to each other. Let's make it a challenge. Don't let them touch the ground. Moving around the room, girls. Take positions. All right, everybody has to move around to their left now while we're doing this, just to get these bodies moving. Sagittal, frontal, transverse plane, all these different muscles. Don't let them touch the ground. All right, back around to the right, girls. Let's get these bodies moving. Both legs to me.
You said not to make it easy.
And rest, girls. All right, you've got
Really get your heart out.
30-second rest, and then we're going to do that again. So how are we feeling? We're starting to feel warmed up?
Yes.
Noticing how our bodies are moving in all these different directions?
Yep.
Fabulous. All right, girls, so we're going to get into our first mobiliser. Squat diagonal reach with foot adductors. This one is going to facilitate triplanar mobility before we get into our next lot of exercises. It'll also help you in your squatting patterns as well. So what I need you to do, I'm just going to demonstrate for you. Come into your natural squatting stance. So don't overthink it too much, wherever it feels natural for you. It doesn't matter if your feet are a little bit out. Try to have them quite forward though. And all I want you to do is think about squatting back into a chair and then pretending there's a coffee table over to the side. I just want you to reach around to the coffee table, trying to keep your heels on the floor. So we're trying to create that lengthening through our ankles and through our hips, just to get ready for our exercises coming. All right, girls, 60 seconds, the timer's going to be on 4. I'm going to come around and just see how you're going. All right, 3, 2, and 1. That's it. So you don't need to squat too deep. Just go to your natural squatting pattern. Thinking about posture. We don't want our shoulders rolling forward. Nice, girls. Everybody's heels are staying on the floor. And just working on, as I mentioned, that lengthening through the glutes, through our ankles, getting those hips moving, and as I mentioned, the 3 planes of motion. Nice, girls, keep going. You're all doing beautifully, knees are staying out. Starting to loosen up?
Yes.
Yep, good work, girls. That's it, really reaching around to that coffee table, girls, getting that rotation through that midsection. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright girls, so next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to do the same thing we've just done, but we're going to turn our toes in, pigeon-toed. The reason why that we're going pigeon-toed is we are going to load the hips a little bit more. So you'll feel the movement gets a little bit more restricted. So we're going to loosen them up a little bit more by just turning our toes inward. So same thing again, natural squatting stance, reaching around to that coffee table, not going too fast, but you will feel your hips starting to open. All right, girls, 3, 2, 1. So pigeon toe those toes for me, girls. Even more so, Di, that's it.
Oh,
There we
there
go.
you go. You can feel this.
So can you feel that through the hips, girls?
Yeah.
So it's loading your hips more, making the movement more challenging.
It actually feels quite nice on your knees too.
Yeah, it's a nice stretch, this one. Yeah, so it's going to load your ankles, load and unload your ankles a little bit more too. Having your toes in that pigeon position. All right, and resting, girls.
Stopping session.
Okay, next one. Same thing again. This time, I want you to have your toes out. So again, normal squat stance where you would have your feet, just toes slightly out. You'll notice when we're doing this, this is actually going to increase your ROM or your range of motion. So how deep you can get in that squat and how far around you can actually rotate that arm. All right, girls, are we ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Work.
That's it. Sarah, I'm going to get you to open your feet a little bit further. That's it. That's it. So this one will be easier than your toes in, and you'll be able to get a little bit deeper into that squat. Just making sure all your heels are staying on the floor. So really working on hip mobility, ankle mobility, because we have back squats coming up, girls.
Oh, nice.
So this will help with your mobility and range of motion in that squatting game. And rest, girls. Good work.
Stopping session.
Alright, so further working on our glute complex after we've just done that mobiliser, getting ready for these back squats, we are going to do a little bit of SMR on these puppies. Alright, so what we're going to do, girls, is sit on top of the roller, obviously on our glutes, and I want you to kind of shift off to one side. I'm going to focus on one side at a time. And then I'm going to get you to just bend this knee, just where it's comfortable, pop your other knee up on top. And I want you to roll from the top of that glute down to the bottom. And what we're looking for here is any knots or tension that you find in that glute. If you find that knot or that tension, I want you to stay stationary on that spot until you feel that release happening. We're actually trying to focus, the point of having our leg crossed across the top is to get deeper into your buttocks, so not your top glute muscle, so the maximus, minimus and medius, but we want to get to that piriformis that sits in front. Okay, so the little one causes a lot of grief and can cause a lot of mobility issues, so we're trying to get deeper into that and release it a little bit. So if you find that tender spot, just stay stationary. You may want to do some little pulses just until you feel that release happening. We're going to stay on this glute for 60 seconds and just enjoy it, enjoy the release. How's everyone's butts feeling?
Feel it.
Feel it?
Definitely feel it.
Yeah? Nice. So you can also, when you feel that tight spot, girls, stay stationary and push kind of down on that outer leg. A few more seconds on this side and then we're going to swap to the other side. So we're going to do both sides for 60 seconds. And again, it's just helping our mobility before we go into these squats. Nice, please. All right, and let's switch sides.
This side's tighter.
Yeah, one side will always feel tighter. One side's always a little bit stronger than the other, more mobile than the other. And we'll stay on this side again for 60 seconds and go through the same thing. So find that tight spot, just stay stationary, little pulse pulses back and forward. You might want to put some pressure on that top knee just to release any knots. Nice work, girls. Okay, girls, so first exercise that we're going into after all of our Tribulus mobilizers and SMR is the back squat. So we have worked out what your 85% weight level is. We're going to be doing 4 sets of 10 reps, okay? So I'm just going to show you. So we've got the bars all racked up. So we're going to step under the bar. Really important, placement of the bar on your back is on this meaty section here. Please don't pop it up on your neck. It's too much pressure on these vertebrae here. So down on the meaty part across your traps. Hands just where they feel comfortable, gripping the bar. You're going to lift the bar off, take a step back. Feet are in our natural squatting position. So again, it doesn't really matter if your toes are slightly out to the side. What we want to be focusing on is getting our depth down to about 90 degrees, using the floor to help us resist, pushing back up. Okay, so not lifting our ankles off the floor, our heels off the floor, all the way down, exploding back up. Being mindful of our posture at the front, that we're not leaning forward. And then to rack the bar again, girls, I just want you to walk forward until both sides hit, and then drop, okay? And then walking out from the back. All right, so we've all got a bar racked up. Let's get ready, girls. I'm just gonna wipe this down.
If you feel this in your back.
All right, let's go, girls. So 10 reps. We've got 4 sets. I'm gonna wait till you're all set up. Meaty part of your back. All right, are we ready, girls? Let's go through 10 reps at your own speed, so don't rush through it. Off you go when you're ready. Thinking about your depth of those squats. We want to be getting down to right angles. Good foot placement, girls. Remember to breathe out in the hardest part of the exercise, so on the way back up. Nice, girls. Good work, Sarah. Great posture, girls. No once the heels are lifting. Using those glutes, pushing through the floor. 10. Yep. And then when you've done your 10, step forward, as shown. Pop your bar on the top, that's it. D-rack. Let's have a rest, girls, for 30 seconds. 30 to 45 seconds. All right, girls, so that was our first set of your back squats. So we've got 3 more to go. So as you can see, girls, working on your posterior chain, it's really going to promote strength and power through your lower body. Okay, this one here, primarily glutes, quads, a little bit of hamstring, but definitely primarily posterior chain, lower body strength. All right, let's get ready for round 2.